Hey, hello everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Crypto on the Rocks. Welcome to Crypto Badel's channel too. We're we got all kinds of things just happening this afternoon. Uh, uh, so I might be alone for a little bit. So I appreciate your patience. BC PortCorp has messaged me, said he's having some vehicle issues. So I'm not even sure if he's going to make it here tonight. And obviously, Badel is running a wee bit behind. So, hey, it is what it is. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. And we're going to be talking stable coins and their current sitch, some of the regulations going on around stable coins. And we're going to look at some IPOs and what I would say is unexpected people putting their toes into the stablecoin arena. All right. While I'm waiting for everybody to show up, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tick that bell icon, and click the all. Excuse me. Make sure that you get notified every time we go live or put out a great video. And of course, as you're coming in, smash up that like button. Speaking of which, on my channel, I do have a poll here on this stream asking you, when was the last time you used stable coins to make a payment? Make sure you vote in that poll. I'll be interested to see. The initial poll I did, 100% was never. So we'll see how that goes. Appreciate it. Let's give a quick look at the chat. And Alexandra G in the house, the mod queen. Hello, everyone on the drive home listening, and have a great stream. Much love. Thank you, Alexandra G. Appreciate you. I'm going to jump on into the chat, and we're going to put in some mod queen emojis for Alexandra G. Appreciate. Excuse me. Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, with the weather the way it is, allergies are basically kicking my butt right now. And okay, as I say, is things freezing up on me? Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of difficulty here with the StreamYard, so I'm going to do my best to plow on through the rest of this. So, stable coins. We've actually heard a bit about stable coins recently. So let's start diving in. And like I said, hopefully Badel will be joining in shortly. We'll bring him up on the stage as soon as he does. And like I said, unfortunately, I think BC is going to be missing this one because of car trouble. Hopefully, he's doing okay and is safe. All right. So let's take a look at this first article I've got pulled up here. And Jeffrey just jumping in. Appreciate you being here. Hello, everyone. Yes. Otter gang. Throw some otters in the chat. Thank you very much for being here. All right. So I apologize. I got to put on my old man eyes in order to read here. But this first article talks about stable coins powering DO banks. And it's not that part of the article that interests me. I'm going to scroll down here and I want to read a little bit of a couple of sections here just to kind of wet the whistle, if you would, as to the overall, excuse me, the overall effectiveness and spread of stable coins. In right here, according to a recent report, that one sector showed steady growth, and that is stablecoins, despite this macroeconomic uncertainty. Now, if you tune into Piper Academy, you know that Piper breaks it down every day, all these macroeconomic factors that are affecting the cryptocurrency space. But despite those macroeconomic factors, according to this, the stablecoin sector is experiencing some growth. And to that end, I'm just going to read this next couple of sections here. Stablecoins started as an experiment, a programmable digital currency, which we all know that's what it is. And a decade later, they are a critical part of the broader financial infrastructure. The stablecoin market cap currently stands at a record $226 billion and continues to expand. Demand in emerging markets drives this growth. A recent ARK Invest report states that dollar pegged stablecoins dominate the market. They account for over 98% of the stablecoin supply, with gold and euro backed stablecoins only sharing a small portion of the market. And I think I just saw Badel coming into the background here. There he is. Badel, welcome. Appreciate you being here, running a little behind the 8 ball tonight, obviously, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Are you
got all set up, ran in to grab the camera just for the little bit better quality, and then on the way back out, nature calls. So
well, I appreciate you making it. I was telling everyone I figured you were running late, and I told everybody about Badel saying he's having problems. So probably Badel, Jesus, BC PortCorp saying he was having some car problems, so he probably wasn't going to be making it tonight. Any input? I know you probably came in as I was going through that first piece of information about the expanding of the stablecoin sector as we go into all this uncertainty in the markets. Anything you want to add to that as I'm before I move on?
No, I mean, I just kind of always felt stablecoins was just somewhere safe to put your money. Like when you take profits, you put it in stablecoins, and then you just leave it there, unless if you want to cash it out and you wait for the market to drop, and then you transfer from stable back into whatever coin you want to invest in.
Sure. I mean, that's what we use it for here in the crypto space. But I mean, at this point, stable coins are definitely starting to permeate the markets in a different way, kind of trying to move into the TradFi sector. So into, traditional finance, banking, payment systems, etc. As a matter of fact, I mean, in this, what I just read right here, let me just bring it back up real quick. Basically, in this section right here, a recent ARK Invest report states that dollar peg stablecoins dominate the market. They account for over 98% of the stablecoin supply. And I mean, I've talked about that a lot of times on my channel, on a lot of different live streams, where you go to some of these areas of the world. They don't even want their own currency in a lot of cases. They want a US dollar. And the easiest way for them to get the US dollars, to get something like USDT, and to get it on something like Tron, because Tron is fast, it is inexpensive, and they can easily convert that and spend that money. So it doesn't surprise me that we're starting to see that in, slowly going into this sector, if you know what I'm saying, into the more permanent TradFi and other areas of the world. And if you're just jumping in, I can see we got a couple of people jumping in. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. If you're new, don't forget, sub. We're also on Badel's channel. If you're not following Badel, link is in the description of my channel. Go ahead over there and follow him. If you are on Badel's channel, chime in, say hey, and your comments will come right on in. We'll give you a quick shout out. And done. I don't know if I just froze up right here. No matter what channel you're on, make sure you're smashing that like button. Oh man, I'm having some internet issues tonight. Figures. All right, we're gonna keep moving on though. Badel, if I end up like glitching out and freezing out, obviously take things over. You can drive because Lord knows the way this is going. Hey, Automatic Beats is in the house. Welcome, Automatic Beats. Appreciate you being here. Yes, and he's laying waste to the emojis on YouTube. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Trade Intuition, T.I. Joe in the house. Yes, smash up that like button. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Joe, appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here. Speaking of Joe, we're going to be talking about Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, creating its own stablecoin a little bit later on in the show. Link to the video that Joe did about that is in the description. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right. So let's move on to this next thing. So with stablecoins starting to, really kind of permeate and get into TradFi, it makes sense that we are going to need some kind of framework for stablecoins. So because right now, we've watched President Trump sign executive orders basically stating, no CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. But unfortunately, depending on how they're programmed, you can a stable coin could easily be programmed to act very much like a CBDC. So good legislation and framework is a must, in my opinion, in order to be able to function the way it should function in the cryptocurrency and TradFi space for that matter. To that end, excuse me, my goodness, my allergies. I'm so sorry, everybody. To that end, I'm going to bring this up. And this is from Congressman Steele and his website. And he talks about the introduction that he made of the Stablecoin Transparency and Accountability for a Better Ledger Economy Act, otherwise known as the Stable Act, which I thought was very good. Stablecoin, right? Basically, he says that this legislation is to establish a framework for the issuance and operation of dollar-denominated payment stablecoins in the United States. Now, this was dated back from March 26th, so we're talking about a week ago now. And basically, he states right here that it's the golden age of digital assets in America. No argument. We've gone from a Biden economy and 4 years of regulation through enforcement to a beginning of a Trump administration, which has been so far quite crypto friendly. So complete opposite. So as he states here, it's the golden age of digital assets in America. With the Stable Act, we can ensure the future of financial payments and continued dominance of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, which, I mean, at the end of the day, of Congress and the President of the United States, right? The bill is the result of extensive collaboration with committee members, stakeholders, and the administration. I look forward to passing the bill, et cetera, et cetera. One other thing I want to read right here what the chairman of the committee said with regard to this. Our Stable Act is a strong continuation of our work on digital assets from the last Congress. Because if you remember, toward the end of the last congressional session, they were starting to put a lot of crypto bills together. And unfortunately, because, they had to wait to swear in the new Congress, that unfortunately really didn't go anywhere. Our legislation will provide a clear regulatory structure for payment stablecoins and represents the culmination of months worth of work with stakeholders and members of Congress. So huge news with this bill in the subcommittee, and I'm hoping, it makes it out. And I'm quite frankly going to be interested to see if and how the wording is with regard to this bill. Badel, come on, jump on in here. What do you want to add to any of that?
I really don't have much information about stable coins. That's why I was like, I actually wasn't even sure if I was going to make it tonight. And then when I saw BC PortCorp having car issues, I was like, all right, well, I at least got to make an appearance.
Well, you were going to leave me hanging. You're both going to leave me hanging. I'm kidding. I get it. Life happens, man. Jay Violet is in the house. Welcome, Jay Violet. Appreciate you being here. And yes, using those emojis. Awesome. And don't forget, everybody, we got the Jay Violet emoji as well as the Alexandra G emoji in there. So drop them in the chat.
You've been a pretty busy boy making all them emojis and all the member only clips now.
Yes. For those who didn't already see them, or if you're not a member, all you can see is that they're there, but you can't actually access them I dropped 3 member-only videos. One was basically, if you're on Crypto on the Rocks on Friday, it was on fire. I basically clipped all that together and made it. It was like almost still 20 minutes long as it was, and put that.
So we did one that was like
fire. Crypto Princess is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Princess. Thank you very much. Smash it up. Put some crowns in the chat for Crypto Princess. Crypto Jar is in the house. Jar, appreciate you being here, man. Looking forward to getting back to Matrix Money on Tuesdays because I'm going to be moving BC PortCorp and Crypto Badel to Mondays starting the 14th of April. So I don't know, bud. Hopefully your move's going. It's going well. I know things were way behind there, way behind. Wait, what Princess is saying, I want an emoji, please. We will make that happen. I need a few more members in order to add some new emojis. So, but I promise you are on the list. Of course, Crypto Princess. How can you not be on the list?
Yeah, but isn't Crypto Princess the
excellent
the emoji?
Badel, you're breaking up, brother.
Oh, I thought
it's either you or me. I don't know. I'm having internet issues, but you're breaking up. I didn't get a word you just said.
I thought Crypto Princess had the
no, maybe
the crown.
You're frozen, brother. Sorry. Hopefully you can reset and come on back. And yes, Jay Violet's agreeing. Yes, a Crypto Jar saying he'll be back in 2 weeks, and Violet is saying yes. Crypto Princess emoji, please. Well, I can hear you now. I can hear you clicking in the background. Welcome back.
Oh, you can hear me? I was just closing out
I can hear you now, man.
I had like, I don't know, 10 tabs open. But so, I originally bought this laptop like 5 years ago just to monitor my rigs. So I think it's got like a 1050 Ti in it or a 1050. It's definitely nothing special, but
yeah, I get it. Hey, listen, I appreciate the fact that you're here. I really do. And again, anybody, I see we got a bunch of people jumping in again. Appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget, make sure you subscribe if you're new and tick that bell icon so you get notified every time we go live. Don't forget, on your way in, smash up that like button. Smash it up. Appreciate you very much. Got a couple of people on X, actually about. Appreciate you being here. We'll give you a shout out. Let us know who you are, and thanks for being here. Speaking of X, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Crypto Billy Goat Tales, going to be doing their weekly on in, so people can go ahead and check that out. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Obviously, I'm having internet issues as well. I was speaking about X, Billy Goat Tales doing their weekly spaces, X spaces, 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. If one of the mods can drop that link in the chat, please go right ahead. So make sure you're joining in with them tonight. Always good there. Okay, let's go on to the next thing that I've got queued up here, because Lord knows the way the internet's going, we're gonna just end up falling off this this stream here at this point. All right, this next article, I want to just take a piece out of this. With the title of the article pretty much says it all. Stablecoins move twice as much as Visa, so they're moving twice as much volume. And I'm just gonna hit the key takeaways here because I think that kind of sums it up. So the stablecoin market, obviously now 233 billion. I think that's actually up now, 266 billion, up from 138 billion in 2024. Stablecoins recorded $35 trillion in transfer volume throughout 2024, and that's more than double what Visa does, which is 15.7 trillion. That is insane. That's an insane amount of money. So, I mean, if you couldn't wrap your head around what I was giving you for the information earlier. I mean, everybody uses Visa, MasterCard, and you know how quick it is in moving those transactions like that. And you know that there's just trillions. And here it says 15.7 trillion. And currently, so as of the end of 2024, stablecoins moving twice that volume. I mean, I don't know about you, Badel. I didn't expect that. I mean, when I read that, I had to like read it a couple of times to actually believe that it was true. I mean, did you even suspect that was that amount of volume going through stablecoins?
Yeah, because the market's been taking a little bit of a downturn the last few months, so I figured a lot of people would be transferring just over to stable coins. But like that last headline you showed, I wish I would have had the link for the headline that I was going to talk about. That I saw a little. I think it was this morning or at lunch at work, but about how XRP and the Swift, they've been testing out, and they sent or did like so many millions of transactions, and it was kind of along the same lines. Like it was almost instant, but I didn't really have any research, so obviously it's not financial advice. But I mean, that's like what the whole XRP coin was kind of meant for.
Well, and they Ripple also launched their own stable coin for that matter, RLUSD, if memory serves.
Yeah.
And so that's, as far as I'm aware, that's functional. Anybody feel free to correct me in the live chat if I'm incorrect. If you're watching this on the replay, correct me in the comments. But yeah, Badel, I mean, I didn't even, you're right, with just that alone makes perfect sense why that might even be double, especially with the volatility we've seen in the market lately.
But I mean, the amount of transactions could just be getting higher and higher as they're
my God, I'm so sorry, everybody. My internet is glitching so bad right now. I don't know if I'm losing you guys are losing me. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, I had one issue.
Hey, excellent. Alexandra G putting up the Billy Goat tail.
The Billy Goat Tales X Space tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Link is in the chat. But what I was saying, as CCM must have gotten frozen, is I think the whole movement of stable coins right now, and not like the movement, but like moving of stable coins, is them just testing networks and or certain things along that line to make sure that they're actually stable and they're not just gonna pull like a meme coin and just rug pull everybody.
Yeah, well, if they're actually pegging it like they're supposed to be and backing it like they're supposed to be, yeah, probably not. And Alexander G, thank you very much. Appreciate you putting the link to Billy Goat Tales X Space tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And so good night, Alexandra G. Appreciate you being here and stopping in. Much love to you as well. Everybody drop the Alexandra G mod queen emojis in the chat, please, for Alexandra G. Appreciate that. All right. We're going to keep moving on here. Hopefully when I close up some of these tabs, it will help to stabilize what I got going on right now. Although I think it's the actual internet, not my computer. Okay. The next thing I got going on right here is this. USDC is basically moving to Wall Street. Go figure. I mean, that was not long in coming. But did you know, Badel, that USDC Circle has basically created a partnership with the the Intercontinental Exchange, otherwise known as ICE, to.
Oh, you froze up again.
On USYC. Did you hear about that?
No, but
me again. Oh, God.
I think it's just funny.
And I'm sure Badel is replying to me, but unfortunately, I can't hear. Oh my God, this internet. Holy crap.
All right, can you hear me now?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, to
Wow,
me,
everybody, I'm so sorry about this stream.
can you hear me?
Go ahead, my friend. I can now.
Oh,
I
okay.
can now. It isn't you. It's me. It's got to be me. I keep seeing my signal going. Zip, 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 zip. Sorry, everybody, about this. But finish what you were saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you, my friend.
Well, I was just kind of making fun of their abbreviation of ICE, and especially over the last few months of ICE, you know, the other abbreviation of what it's meant for. It's like, why would you like? It's like, who was first? You know, somebody needs to change their abbreviation.
Well, somebody needs to change something now. It looks like, oh no, it's got to be me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to bring this next thing up here, and then I don't know, I might try swapping over my internet in the middle of this. I'll let Badel babble for a little bit or something. Now, we were just talking about Circle, right? And Circle's partnership with the Intercontinental Exchange. Well, here we go. Circle is just filed for an IPO to list its Class A common stock on the New York Stock Exchange with the symbol CRCL. Circle. There you go. Right? IPO it. Why not? There's going to be a lot more IPOs with regard to stablecoins, I think, which is, again, part of, in my opinion, why we need more cryptocurrency framework and legislation in order to better, ensure, one, that, whatever stable coin people are using, etc., is not a CBDC, but also a it functions properly in all the different aspects. Like here, the New York Stock Exchange, here, the Intercontinental Exchange, here, in whatever of the blockchains being used around the globe, right? I mean, we need that kind of information and framework for all of this. Anything else you want to throw in there, Badel? Again, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just,
No, like I kind of said from right after I first joined, is I really don't have that much information about the up to date with stablecoins. I mean, a stablecoin is a stablecoin. Like, why does it need to be doing all this other stuff? That's my question.
Well, it's not really doing anything else. The key is we don't want it to do some of that other stuff, because remember, basically a stable coin is a token on a blockchain, so it's run by a smart contract. So we want to make sure there isn't any backdoors in the smart contract. We want to make sure that there is no freezing in the
Freezing on
else
CCM
in the smart contract, etc. Badel, do me a favor, will you?
What's up?
Go ahead and chat for a little bit so I can try swapping over my internet right now. Can you?
Yeah, that's fine. I was going to say something, but I want you to hear it, so I'll have to wait on that. But yeah, I really don't know what else to talk about except for what do you guys think about?
I was asking you if you could talk while I swap over my internet.
Yeah, no, I heard that. Go ahead. Take your.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I mean, to me, stablecoins are backed by the company that you buy them in. And for stablecoins to be acting as anything other than like worth more or less than $1, like, to me, that's not really a stablecoin.
It does defeat the purpose. Okay, I've officially swapped over. Let's see if this is any better. Okay, let's bring up this next one. You were saying, why do we need stablecoins to do anything else? I alluded to it earlier, but did you know, before I alluded to it, that the state of Wyoming created their own stablecoin? You did. Okay.
Wow. Oh no, I was just nodding my head in
agreement. Gotcha. Well, they did. And here's the one of the announcements that they made, and it was a short interview. We're not going to watch the whole interview with the governor of Wyoming about this, but I'm going to play this real quick, at least the part about the stable coin, and then we come back and toss it around a little bit. So here we go.
To that extent, we have a bit of an exciting announcement to make here. As of today, the Stable Token Commission has formally engaged Layer 0 as our token development and distribution partner. And we have stable tokens, Wyoming stable tokens, on several test networks already, 7 of our candidate blockchains. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we're incredibly excited to have support of the Layer 0 team, and we're excited to have testing underway. So with that said, Governor.
Okay. At this point, he goes and starts interviewing the governor, so we're going to just stop that there. But so right there, you heard it. They've got several blockchains that they're using for their Wyoming stablecoin already in testnet and going out there. Now, again, Trade Intuition is in the chat. Thank you, Trade Intuition. He made a video about this. I don't know, maybe a day or so after the official announcement came out about Wyoming and their stablecoin, and basically asked the question, why? Why does Wyoming, or any other state for that matter, need to have their own stablecoin? Why not just use an existing stablecoin? Okay, pick whatever one. And after a U.S. framework is set nationally, maybe, okay, if they're recommending, and I think they will, the use of USDC, because we've already seen with USDC, they will freeze wallet addresses. They will block things because they have the ability to do so. So why not just use that? Why create the Wyoming state stablecoin?
Because they see flaws or imperfections in the USDC stablecoin.
Okay, so why not pick another stablecoin, such as a algorithmic stablecoin or something?
Or maybe
I'm just asking. I'm playing devil's advocate, but I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Like maybe because they're trying to find an American company that has a stablecoin that they can use that they agree with. And if they're already in testnet, they've probably spent a few years already on this. They've done their research and development and realized that there's no current stablecoin on the market that's American company backed that they agree with everything 100%.
Perhaps you could be right. My concern with this is it's setting the precedent that, okay, what are we going to have? Each state's going to have its own stable coin. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, I'm looking at that strictly from a U.S. Centric perspective, and 50 different states, and not counting the territories here for the U.S. That seems like a cluster waiting to happen, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, it goes a little bit further down the rabbit hole. Without putting your tinfoil hat on, I'll just say that there's a lot of states that aren't agreeing with the federal government and their rules, regulations, and laws, and states are doing the complete opposite.
Well, I ain't gonna argue with you there.
I'll give you one example right now. So the Trump administration put in that any voters have to have a valid ID. Okay, well, the town next to me has voting today, and they said, forget the federal government. You don't need an ID. Just walk in and vote. We don't care. Just walk in and vote. And it's like all over the news headlines out here saying, oh, well, you know, the government says you have to have a valid ID in order to vote. And my state of Illinois is just like, we don't care. Just walk in the door and vote for whoever you want.
Well, quite frankly, that doesn't surprise me for Illinois. Just saying. But I believe, just as a point of clarification, that is only reflective of federal elections. So like when you're doing federal elections within the states. Just, I could be wrong, again, correct me in the chat.
I don't know. I've been seeing it all over Facebook and news stories today, but it's like, it's not the same, but I'm saying it's similar to the whole Wyoming creating their own stablecoin. Is they're wanting an American-backed company that has a stable coin that they agree with 100%. And they couldn't find one, so they decided to make their own.
Or they control 100%. Just saying.
Yeah.
And BC PortCorp, appreciate you being here in the chat. Welcome, sir. Hopefully you got home safe and everything is good. We definitely missing you tonight. Oh, wait. Is this him coming in the back? Look at that. There he is. BC made it. I was just saying hey to you online there, on the stream. You okay? How did you got home safe, I take it?
Yeah, I had my girl come get me. My radiator hose basically exploded. So,
Ouch.
yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you made it home safe. Sorry you had those problems because, yeah, car problems just suck. I understand. Trust me. They just suck.
Well, the worst part is it's going to be 7 days, like April 7th till the hose can get here.
Really?
Yeah. So that's fun. Yeah.
You must have like an import or something because most is available on the shelf.
It's a Mercury Sable or AKA Ford Taurus.
Wow, you'd think they'd have that in stock.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got
it is what it is.
Pull your own. It'll cost you like $7.
Yeah, if there was one at the you pull it lot, there's not.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it
is what it is.
I think Obama for the junkyards not being around as much anymore.
Well, I'll thank Trump and those tariffs for my auto part not being here.
Yeah, right. Right.
But it's an American car. Come on.
Yep. Is it though?
Yeah, right.
Is it really?
Right.
It's only assembled in America. Everything else is made all across the world. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it, my friend. We've gone through the majority of stuff. The only thing I had left was the whole World Liberty Financial. And Jay Violet is also saying she's back. Well, Jay Violet, you got here got back just in time because BC has made it. BC is in the house.
All right, I'm going to step away for just a minute. I will be right back. No
problem, my friend. Go ahead. And you know what? Let's do this. That way it's a little cleaner while he's away. And so we basically covered everything else. The last thing we were just talking about is when you kind of came in was talking about Wyoming's stablecoin. Did you hear about that?
I had not yet.
I just closed the tab. Basically, the state of Wyoming has created their own stablecoin. And they've got legal? I don't know. They did it. We'll see how legal it ends up becoming. But yeah, they've got it currently, according to what I just showed. The video I just showed, again, I just closed the tab. Sorry, everybody. But basically that it is currently testing on several blockchains right now in a testnet phase. Okay. I just, my question to Badel, and that's what we were going back and forth about, was why? Why not just use another stablecoin, that already exists? I mean, the only thing I see is because you want more control, and Badel pointed out, okay, you don't agree with what the government's doing, frameworks, this, that, or whatever. Okay, fine. And that, to me, double-edged sword, which, again, playing to the legality of it, like you were just saying, is like, well, okay, they could pick a state. We're going to have 50 different stable coins, one for every state. And then, this state decides they're going to use it as a CBDC. This state decides they're going to just use it as freedom money, whatever, I mean, talk about a cluster waiting to happen.
Well, I mean, I think it's for the same reason that Trump decided that he's going to make a stable coin, and it's a money grab. Because apparently you've already talked about it, but you saw stable coins doing more volume than Visa did this past year. Yes. So think about the fees behind that. And that would be a big reason to do that. And if you agree with their game plan, which I mean is probably going to be the same game plan as USDT and USDC, they're going to be backed by your bonds, your short-term bonds. They're going to be backed
Right.
by treasuries, and
Treasuries. Yep.
backed by actual dollar holdings. So like it's no different. It's just what is your game plan? Um, I know the government has a bunch of problems with USDT. So I mean there is the market available for what is going to be the US #1 stablecoin. And it looks like USDC might be taking that, but the door's
Yes.
still open.
Yes. Well, yeah, sure. I suppose that there could be another one, but on a federal level, yeah, I agree. I think USDC has got the inside track, if you would. I mean, well, again, they've already proven that they'll freeze addresses, they'll do whatever on whatever they need to do in order to make the transaction complete. I don't know, for
Yeah.
lack of a better
Yeah.
word,
Okay.
you know,
I got a few things to say about that, but to me, it's almost like tinfoil hat time. But I don't know if we want to go that far.
Well, I got no issue with a little tinfoil because I'm very skeptical with the fact that they're not going to try to make a stable coin into a backdoor CBDC, quite frank. So, and especially when you got, like we were just discussing, you potentially have or you've got the potentiality of 50 different stable coins, one for each state, and each state can decide what they can do with it. I mean, that just is a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. So take your hat, put the tinfoil on, and have at it there. Go ahead.
All right. So, long story short, obviously, the American government was backed by the money from the Americans was backed by the gold standard. Well, they got rid of the gold standard, and then Elon was going to do that live stream with the Fort Knox. Never did. And then there was a whole mass amounts of gold being moved around the world. Live stream never happened. But why do we need to prove that we have gold when we're off the gold standard?
Well,
Because then that just shows that the Americans have been lied to for however many years, except for the fact that we're not even on the gold standard anymore. So why do we need to prove what gold we have if we have any? And then it's kind of like that with the stable coins. It's backed by the American dollar, but the American dollar keeps losing value. So does that mean your stable coin isn't truly that stable? Because it's backed by the American dollar that keeps losing value.
it's it's as stable as the asset to which backs it. Yeah, and
Right.
as far as the reserves concerned, it's like anything else. The reserves, in my I guess oversimplified opinion here, shows the strength of your country, and because it's not, again, in this case we're just talking Fort Knox, but it's not just that. It's your oil reserves. It's all your other reserves potentially. So. Anyway, that I guess broad and overarching simplification right there. And just to dip back 1 second, because BC, I'm not sure where if you had sent that article to me or I had added it in, but did you hear about the Intercontinental Exchange and the partnership with Circle?
No, I had not yet.
Yeah, ICE has created a partnership with Circle so they can have Circle, the USDC stablecoin, on the New York Stock Exchange and tokenizing stuff on the New York Stock Exchange, a fund on the New York Stock Exchange. So they basically tapped into Circle, created a partnership with them in order to do that. That was one of the items. And again, links to everything that we're re-talking about, or I showed you earlier, because I know we were having internet issues earlier, so I apologize for that. Don't want to jinx myself, but they seem to be a little more stable now. Knock on wood. And but anyway, so links are all in the description. But I mean, what's your thoughts about that, BC? Seeing you didn't have a chance to chime in earlier.
Well, I mean, that also seems kind of like a money grab situation, but it also opens the door for regulation. And that's like the big thing where it's like, okay, you got the nod. You're now allowed on Wall Street.
Yes.
So now you're going to be regulated, which, I mean, whether you like that or not, it is definitely needed if you're going to have some of these stable coins being backed, being protected in your exchange. So hey,
Yep.
you have you have USDC in your wallet on Coinbase, and Coinbase gets hacked or whatever, and your funds are gone. Well, now you're FDIC insured on your stable coin because they have now taken that step.
Yep.
Uh, so that's
I
just
get it.
something. It's a dual-edged sword.
I agree. And by the way, thank you.
Mhm.
BC just signed up to be a member on the YouTube channel, so I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much.
He didn't
Yeah,
get lucky on Friday night and get gifted a membership, apparently.
yeah, no. Or did you? Did you get a gifted membership? No, because he had to just sign up. So what am I
Nope.
asking?
Yeah.
I'm a dingbat here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we a bunch of people gave out gifted memberships, but thank you, BC. Appreciate that. Now you can play with all the emojis I got in there, and then some new ones coming. Put some. You gotta like the Shuby bucket. You'll like that there, the Shuby bucket. Gotta watch some of those member only videos I just dropped. It'll give you some insight as to all of that. So listen, take a quick break before we go to this last piece, and then we just kind of wrap it up with our uh, each individual tinfoil hats. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Badel's channel, make sure you're subscribing. If you're not on Badel's channel, link is in the description. Make sure you go ahead and head over there. Matter of fact, link to both of these guys, all of their X's, etc., in the description. Make sure you go ahead and follow them. And smash that like up. Appreciate that very much. And we got about about 7 people on X. Appreciate you being here on X. Thank you very much. Feel free, chime in. We'll give you a shout out here on the stream. Okay, BC, you and I both kind of teased this a little bit, but let's bring it up. And you know what? I'll let you talk about it here. We'll even put you up here on the top. And yeah, because I know you're excited about this. I do. So
Well, I mean, see, I understand why they're doing it. And, we kind of already talked about how much money is being moved around in stable coins. So obviously the next logical step for the Trump crypto empire that they're trying to make is to have a stable coin for people to cash out into and all of that. It also kind of pushes that US dollar into the forefront of your crypto space, where the more people that are using US backed stable coins it's pushing that US dollar further and further because they're buying treasuries, they're buying bonds. All of these things help strengthen that US dollar. Yes, I mean it's still not as good as say your crypto, where it's like, hey, well, my Bitcoin doesn't depreciate in value like my USDT does, but I mean it's stable, which is what you need if you're actually going to transact with people. So
yes, yes, it's the best of the worst, I guess. Is like
yeah, I mean, it's just Trump and his people trying to get their little slice of the pie. We'll see how it plays out because they're going to use both Binance blockchain and Ethereum network to have their stablecoin run on. Which, I mean, I wouldn't have been my choices to use if you're gonna like build a stablecoin.
I agree.
But
I
I mean
agree.
that kind of goes into more fees though. So if you're doing it for a money grab, you made the right choice on what project you're going to build your stable coin on.
Well, Ethereum only makes sense to me because I mean they're heavy on Ethereum anyway.
Mhm.
They got wrapped Bitcoin, not regular Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. So the fact of Ethereum makes sense. I was a bit surprised about the Binance blockchain, to be completely honest with you. That one kind of I wasn't expecting
Mhm.
that, but I was going to ask what you guys thought. Did you guys think that maybe they're going to expand after they get the framework in place and, that kind of thing outside of those? Or do you think they're going to try and stick strictly with those?
I mean, I would assume that they'll push further because I mean you're kind of limiting yourself if you're only going to go with BSC and Ethereum. One is very high on fees, so no one's going to use it, and then
Yep.
BSC is not everywhere. So what's the point?
That's it,
Yeah, you can't use BSC in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's not on Coinbase. It's
What's the
an,
point?
I believe it's on crypto.com,
yes,
but
I think it
yeah,
is.
it's not on Coinbase at all, which is your biggest, which is going to be one of your bigger on ramps.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, here anyway. Yes.
mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would. They're supposed to be a DeFi platform, right? I
Yeah.
mean, for all intent and purposes, again, I should probably do this DeFi platform.
Yeah.
But anyway, here goes the tinfoil, right? But that being said, it makes sense to me that they should expand. I mean, listen, USDT on Tron is probably one of the most popular ways to get USDT. Just is. It's fast, it's cheap, it's whatever. It's everywhere. You get it in the third world, Tron, boom, bang, boom, you got USDT. It's that simple. And Shuby is in the house. Appreciate you being here. What did he say? But I seen the the rhinestone cowboy thumbnail. Yes. Again, if you watch Crypto on the Rocks, you know what this is all about. But I put together a clip, and yes, the rhinestone cowboy is the thumbnail for Shuby. And if you remember, you could go ahead and check out that video. Oh man, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, anything else you guys want to add about the whole Trump jumping into stable coins here at this point, guys? Feel free, throw it on in there.
I think it's going to make it a bit harder to get some of these the stablecoin act that's sitting in Congress right now passed, and the Genius Act as well. So those are the two bills that are kind of in Congress right now to help push forward legislation on some stablecoin regulation. But I mean, it's just going to be something that's going to cause more opposition when you have Trump putting his name on it. Because it doesn't matter if it's good or it's bad or indifferent. The minute Trump puts his name on something, you got Democrats being like, thumbs down.
Yeah, no, facts, man, facts, absolutely. Badel, what about you? What do you think? Anything else you want to add to that? Oh, you're muted, brother. You're muted.
Sorry, I was pulling up my channel and I wanted to mute myself in case if it started playing. Didn't
No
want the
problem.
echo always. But no, I feel like, and I hate to say it, but I feel there needs to be some kind of regulation. But that's kind of going against the whole crypto market. But I mean, the more convenient and easier and use cases are for crypto, especially like stablecoins, there needs to be a little bit of clarity on how to get a stablecoin, what it is, what's it used for, and things like that.
I don't disagree. And let's put it this way: properly regulated, properly functioning stable coins, to me, could be a good way to help to introduce people into crypto and to help with adoption. Because they understand the idea of the dollar, right? And now you're just using it in this form, which now interacts with all these other nice little magic internet money things. So I can see that. I can see that as an option. Do you think that Trump being a part of this situation there, Badel, is going to make it easier for the legislation or not? Like getting it passed, I mean?
Getting it passed, no, but introducing the bill, hell yeah, I do.
And getting it out onto the full
He
floor, you
seems
mean?
kind of more all for crypto than the last few presidents. And it's like taking the first step when you're learning to walk. Doesn't mean you know how to walk when you take your first step. But he's the initiative there to take that first step to try to get all this stuff implemented and worked out and figured out. I mean, we may not see anything until 2-3 presidents later. But if he takes that first step, that's all that matters.
Yep. Nope. Agreed. Again, everybody, we've basically gone through all the information. And if, again, you missed any of it because of the early internet issues or anything like that, sorry about that, first off. And you can get the links in the description. Please go ahead and, follow up. And if you got questions, throw them in the comments if you're watching this after the fact, and I'll get back to you. I promise I'll get back to you. Make sure you subscribe, the drill, and smash up that like if you haven't already done it. And all right, how about we kind of wrap it up? And I don't care, put your best tin foil on, put your best argument on, Steelman, whatever you want to do. I'll leave it up to you. Badel, I'll tell you what, we'll start off with you tonight, because usually we end it off with you. But we'll start off with you tonight, and then we'll work our way back around, and maybe I'll wrap it up tonight. So have at it, brother. What do you think? What's your
all right? So this whole new movement thing with stable coins and blah 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 blah, I feel it's gonna start almost being like another meme coin session, where there's going to be people creating random stable coins and just rug pulling once they get a bunch of money, kind of like how the meme coins were. And I hope that doesn't happen, but it's crypto. It's not regulated at all, so it's more than possible. But what network? Who knows? It could hit all of them.
And I was going to say I don't know that the blockchain would matter, to be quite frank. Well, I mean, it might, because some have higher barriers to entry than others, but
I mean, there could be somebody out there that comes out with USDCC or USDTT, and unlucky people buy it because the words are properly placed, and it sounds like a better project when it's just another rug pull. Because we've been around the rug pull market long enough with meme coins and FT and other exchanges. I hate to say it, but exchanges have been kind of rug pulls too at some point, like the whole FTX and things like that. And
yep,
I forgot the second half, but no, I just feel that there should be, and kind of like I said earlier, I hate to say it, but there needs to be a little bit of clarity, especially with stable coins. Because who's to create, like Elon could just create like SpaceX.
SpaceX stablecoin, yeah.
Yeah, like something stable SpaceX or stable SX, which stands for SpaceX, and he could back it up by 25% of the company's value. But that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be a stable coin technically. So like any of your stable coins that get backed by like an asset like that's not like a currency, normally fail because it'll depeg from value. Because if Tesla just astronomically drops, then you're no longer a stable coin.
Yeah, but that's you knowing more than me. I'm just saying, like, he could do it and people would invest. And whether it succeeds or not, it don't matter. Well, I mean, it does matter to the investors and everybody else, but that's where there's no clarity. That I feel something that's backed by something should have a little bit of clarity. Like Bitcoin, like it doesn't have any backers. We are all the backers of Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, a stable coin is blah because this is what the legislation is they put forward. I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
But it kind of goes back like the whole, the U.S. government money. The money we have in cash is backed by what? Our military strength, our God and trust, as it's written in there. But then they take God out of schools, so kids that are growing up only believe in God because of their parents.
If that, yeah.
So then how is, in God we trust, even on the American bills anymore? Because you're not allowed to say the Pledge of Allegiance. You're not allowed to prayer in school. It's like, so what's it really backed by? Because they won't show the gold, but we're not on a gold standard.
Even that, we're not on the gold standard. That plays off to a different
Right.
set of
So then,
economic
honestly, what is the American dollar backed by? Our
By the
military.
by the American GDP and our military.
There you go. GDP. Thank you. Sin in the house. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. All right, BC, go ahead.
Well, I'm looking forward to some of this regulation just because it'd be really nice to not have to cash out my crypto into USDC and then pay a transfer, pay a fee to get that in the US dollar and then transfer it to my bank account. It'd be super nice to just move my USDC over to my bank account and not have to worry about all those extra fees by transferring. That's just one small piece of it. It'll also be nice to kind of see what they define a stable coin as, because if I think it's going to go the way that I believe it is, it's going to be a stable coin is something that is backed by U.S. Short-term or long-term U.S. treasuries. It's going to be backed by U.S. bonds, and it's going to be backed by actual cash deposits. All three of which will help strengthen the U.S. dollar. So I kind of brings more money into that U.S. dollar market. I believe that's how they're going to end up defining a stable coin, just because it's pro US dollar. So that's pretty much all of my thoughts for now, since I missed out on all the fun.
Hey,
missed
listen.
too much.
Yeah, I like I said, we're having so many internet issues in the beginning. I'm hoping that we didn't lose a crap ton of people on the stream. All right, so let me give you my proverbial 2 cents here. For the most part, I agree with BC. It would be nice to be able to make those kind of transfers directly to the bank versus turning it into actual US dollars and wire transfers and all this other stuff. Hopefully, it would cut back on not just fees, but any maybe even potentially taxable events if we're doing something with that, within the system. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit too proactive right there. I don't know. My only concern, I guess, one of my major concerns, that's probably better, is this whole programming of the CBDCs and the fact that without good regulation, we could end up seeing, 50 different Wyoming. Did I say CBDCs? I meant stablecoin. Sorry. And then seeing 50 of these Wyoming stablecoin situations all across the U.S. and then trying to get them interoperable and this, that, and whatever. And then again, potentially one state making it a backdoor CBDC and another one, being completely who knows what is it backed by, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll stay on top of this. I promise you that, because starting the 14th of this month, the three of us will be on Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be discussing this and a lot of other stuff. So be watching for that. We're going to try and do a little bit of promotions before that comes out. But guys, speaking of that, speaking of the name of it, for those who are on Crypto on the Rocks, I showed you the promo, the entrance, the video there. Hodl the Line is the name.
Oh, you already showed it? I must have missed it.
I must have missed it too.
Yeah, I did it on you were on Crypto on the Rocks, Badel. What are you talking about? You were right there. You're the one who told me to play it.
Oh, yeah.
How on the rocks were you, Badel?
Oh, he was on the rocks, man.
I think the rocks were a little bit higher than I was that night, because I don't.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yes. So yeah, Hodl the Line is the name. So Badel, I know you probably don't remember, but you got to put your 2 cents in about Hodl. hodl line on Crypto on the Rocks. But BC hasn't had the chance. BC, anything you want to say about the upcoming stream?
I'm extra excited for it. Have a set day where every Monday we come in here and we give y'all this very interesting and sometimes a little angry banter, depending on the project we are
Spicy.
discussing. Yeah, so
A little
it will be
spicy.
fun. It will be spicy, and it will be very, very, very knowledgeable
I
as
was going to say
well.
very
So.
educational. Yes, exactly. And okay, Shuby sums it up right here. We are always on the rocks. Yeah, that sums it up. Oh man. All right. Is there anything you want to update everybody on, guys, before we break? If not, I'll let everybody know what's going on my channel.
Did you talk about
Anything for the mornings?
oh no, but did you talk about Billy Goat Tales tonight?
I
Yes.
did,
Okay.
and the link is already in the chat. So 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight, Billy Goat Tales, X Space. Make sure you're doing that. Anything else, BC?
No, that's all I had to.
Badel, anything you want to throw out there? No? All right.
Not really at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. So for those who are interested on my channel, where was I? I'm going to be dropping, well, I've already dropped member only videos, 3 of them. So make sure that you go ahead and check those out. Member only videos on YouTube already live. I've got a couple more videos dropping this week with highlights. They're clip videos, highlights of some previous Crypto on the Rocks. And one of them, where's Badel? This side right here. And one of them is going to be featuring this guy right here, where we're talking again about gold and, what the hell is going on with all this gold moving all over the world. So make sure you check that out. And again, as always, don't forget 7 p.m. Eastern time, Friday night, Crypto on the Rocks. Come on in and join. And speaking of which, 100 Air just jumped on in here. 100 Air, welcome. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you for chiming
CCM,
in.
I gotta say, good job on that whole little clip about the whole Fort Knox and gold movement, because I talked about it, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, you made that clip, and you were like, "Look, like this is what's been going on the last few days," and you're like, "Hey,
Called it.
he called it."
out. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And I point that out in what's going to be the next clip. So watch for that. I think that's going to drop on Saturday. So pay attention for that. And let's see. Normally Tuesday nights I'm doing Matrix Money podcast, and you saw Jar. I don't know Jar if you're still here, but Jar was mentioning just a couple of minutes ago in the live chat he will be ready to go back and hit the ground running in 2 weeks. So perfect. We'll be back on Tuesday night 6 p.m. for Matrix Money, and then again the 14th this month. So 13 days, right? Because today's the 1st. 13 days. We're going to be going live for HODL on the HODL the line. All right. That's going to do it. I appreciate everybody being here. Again, if you haven't already done so, smash up that like button. I appreciate that. And we're going to head out. We may see you next week. Maybe we'll try and squeeze one more in here. If, sometimes we like kind of having a chance to go off and do a bunch of stuff, talk about a bunch of things and take our spicy takes somewhere other than Crypto on the Rocks, just without the drinks. Anyway, but we're going to head out. Appreciate everybody being here, and we will see you soon. So make sure that you're watching all the updates.
Is Joe going live after this or no?
Not that I'm aware of. Joe, if you are, throw it in there. Yeah, trade intuition, use that emoji in there, but I don't think so. Joe, not usually going live.
I mean, that guy the other night, I forgot what night it was, did like an 8-hour live stream.
I think it was
I caught the beginning, and then I woke up and he was still live, and I was like, clicked on it both times, and I was like, is he really talking, or is this just like some music with a chart? And no, he kept talking the whole time. I was like,
There you go.
Gee.
He says no, he's going to do it maybe around midnight. He's not sure. So everybody's going to have to stay tuned to see if Joe's going to end up going live at midnight. I don't know. The guy's got to sleep at some point, or he just passes out, I guess, you know. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. We're heading out, everybody. I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Have a